I was flipping through my books the other day and I stumbled across good old scary stories to tell in the dark. And these are those ones that me and my buddy Cisco used to read like all the time back in the 90s and early 2000s when we were kids. You know, when you'd be hanging out at a friend's house for the weekend and like, you know, you get in that like mode where it's like late at night one night, like, oh, we gotta like do some scary stories, you know, watch some horror movies and all that kind of stuff. And I was thinking, I was like, you know what? This would be a fun one for just a little Halloween thing. I was just going to pull out one of the stories in here. They're all nice and real short, but one that really stood out to me was the old White Wolf one here. And I'm just going to read it really quickly because it's been a long time since I've read any of these. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You know, old Alan Schwartz with the cool drawings by Steven Gammell. I had to read that right there. But yeah, let's do White Wolf and just see how like the nostalgia is. And maybe this for the first time too. Could be your first dive into scary stories that tell in the dark. But White Wolf. The timber wolves around French Creek had gotten out of hand. There are so many wolves, the farmers could not stop them from killing their cattle and sheep, so the state put a bounty on them. It would pay a hunter $10 for every wolf pelt he turned in. A butcher in town named Bill Williams thought it was a pretty good money. He stopped working as a butcher and started killing the wolves. He was good at it. Every year, he killed over 500 of them. That came to more than $5,000. It was quite a bit of money in those days. After 4 or 5 years, Bill had killed so many wolves, there were hardly any left in the area. So he retired and he vowed to never harm another wolf again, because wolves had made him rich. Then one day, a farmer reported that a white wolf had killed 2 of his sheep. He had shot at it and hit it, but the bullets didn't have any effect. Soon, the wolf was seen all over the countryside, killing and running, but nobody could stop it. One night it came into Bill's yard and killed his pet cow. Bill forgot about his decision never to harm another wolf. He went into town the next morning and bought a young lamb for bait. He took it out into the hills and tied it to a tree. Then he backed off about 50 yards and sat down under another tree. With his gun in lap, he waited. When Bill didn't come back, his friends started looking for him. Finally, they found the lamb. It was still tied to the tree. It was hungry, but it was alive. Then they found Bill. He was still sitting against the other tree, but he was dead. His throat had been torn open, but there was no sign of struggle. His gun hadn't been fired, and there were no tracks in the soil around him. As for the white wolf, it was never seen again. So yeah, that's always just kind of a fun one. I think growing up in the woods, that story kind of was like made it a little bit more scarier, you know, because you got predators around like mountain lions and bears, not necessarily wolves anymore. They got rid of all those in California, but you know, you got all kinds of other stuff. But scary stories to tell in the dark, awesome series of cool stuff, little short stories. They're actually shorter than I remember them, but is there any of those stories out there that really stood out to you? That were some of your favorite ones from these books? Let me know.